go. Good evening. Good evening. What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new live edition Carolina Panthers Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, now that we've gotten some time to celebrate the Carolina Panthers' first win of the season from week 3, defeating the NFC South New Orleans Saints. Not only for our first win of the season, our first win since week 10 of last season, and also, hey, a divisional win. We are 1-0 in the NFC South. Hey, Jeff R. Sup? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, y'all, it is time to look forward for our matchup at home against the Arizona Cardinals. One second. Okay, had to fix that. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this Arizona Cardinals matchup. Okay, this is actually a 4 o'clock game this Sunday. Both teams are 1-2. ESPN matchup predictor has the Carolina Panthers favored to win. 52.8% chance Carolina wins, 46.6% chance Arizona wins, and a 0.6% chance of a tie. Now, we just had a recent injury report that has Christian McCaffrey with a thigh injury. He did not practice due to a thigh injury. I don't know if this is just another precautionary or whatnot, but maybe there's some concern. But I mean, last week he had the ankle issue, but still played and ended up racking up 100 yards. So hopefully he'll be able to get back to it at least by Friday. Also, Xavier Woods was limited, dealing with a hamstring. STO dealing with an Achilles, and JC Horn dealing with a calf injury. They were also limited. Laviska Shenault limited with a hamstring injury. Ian Thomas limited with an ankle injury. So couple of pretty big names on the injury report for Carolina. For now, that is. For now. For Arizona, they got J.J. Watt. That's questionable. Zaven Collins is questionable. The kicker, Matt Prater, questionable. Center Rodney Hudson. Wide receiver Greg Dortch. All of them are questionable. So couple of names to look out for. But for this matchup in particular, so lately over the last handful of years, the Carolina Panthers have pretty much had the Cardinals' number. As a matter of fact, the Panthers are 14-5 all-time in NFL history against the Cardinals. And the Panthers are on a 6-game win streak against the Cardinals. And they are also 8-3 at home against the Cardinals. Of course, when the Carolina Panthers defeated the Cardinals last season, at the time, the Cardinals were the number 1 ranked team. So big victory, ended up being a score of 34-10. So Carolina's had their number for a while. Question is, can they keep that streak going? That's the next thing. We kind of had a rocky start, but we were able to capitalize and get a victory in the Saints game. So some notable things to keep in mind of, according to the preview of the article on Panthers.com. So as much as the Panthers have gotten off to a slow start on offense, so have the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been outscored 56-13 in first halves of the first 3 games, which has kind of helped lead to their 1-2 start. So the Cardinals have also struggled on offense. Kevin McFarland, welcome to the stream. Let's see what you got. Hey, I think the Panthers need to use better route running with the talent we have. I like Laviska Shenault. He is good at breaking tackles and yards after catch. Facts. And thankfully, with him being thrown into the mix and it turning out to be great for us, I expect to hopefully see more Laviska Shenault. And I'm hoping to see more of DJ Moore. Hey, Baker Mayfield got to get the ball to DJ Moore even more, because there were a handful of plays that DJ Moore was wide open, and for a good bit wide open. So Baker's got to do better. Look to that one. Look to that one, because it's like at the point where it's like defenses are like, we know they're not going to go to DJ Moore, and he'd be wide open. So hopefully Baker can see that and can get him the ball more. Otherwise, you can kiss any chance of DJ Moore getting 1,000 yards receiving this season goodbye. I'm just saying. The Arizona Cardinals are currently the only team in the NFL that hasn't scored any points in the first quarter. And they only have a league low 5 first downs in the first quarter, but are also tied with us, the Panthers, in fewest total yards in the first quarter with only 95. So there's some similarities here on offense. This might come down to a defensive battle between the teams. The Cardinals haven't really been able to hit the mark with their offense, and they've had to play so much playing from behind. But currently, Kyler Murray has a completion percentage of 63.8. He's 90 of 141 for 784 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. So, in the 2 losses, got blown out by the Chiefs and lost to the Rams, which Arizona was only able to score 4 field goals in that game. So Arizona hasn't really been able to hit well with their offense either. Kevin says, quarterbacks need to see the field better and throw accurately because it was fun to watch. And I can't remember how many points we left on the table from drop catches. That's facts. Definitely facts. I know there was a handful that I bet Shi Smith wish he could get back. Even one to Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas dropped one as well. So got to definitely do a better job there. But something tells me this is going to come down to battle of defenses. Yeah, this might be closer than last year's game. I mean, last year we won 34-10. I think it's going to be much closer this time. Jeff R. says, sounds like it's going to be a close game. Prater being hurt might be the deciding factor. That's a good point as well. He is listed as questionable. So that's a good point. Okay, let's look at the statistical comparisons. So on offense, total yards per game, Arizona is ranked 15th, Carolina ranked 30th. Rushing yards per game, Carolina is ranked 14th, Arizona 17th. Net passing yards per game, Carolina is ranked 31st. Arizona ranked 12th. Sacks allowed, Carolina is tied for 23rd. Arizona is tied for 11th. Third down efficiency, Carolina ranked 31st, Arizona ranked 30th. And points per game, both teams are tied at 13. So, to be honest, the offenses are kind of similar. I think you got to give the advantage to Arizona with the passing game, being that they've racked up more yards due to having to play from behind so much. Therefore, they had to pass the ball a lot. And also, tied for 11th in sacks allowed. I mean, their offensive line seems to be pretty decent, only allowing 6 sacks. So 6 sacks in 3 games, that's not too crazy. Both teams struggle on third down. So this is going to be really, really crucial. Carolina on offense, we got to keep drives going. We've struggled on third down efficiency. We got to get drives sustained and turn them into points. Kevin says, I think the real problem we have is that we don't want to do, or I'm sorry, we don't care to grow the talent we have and more team chemistry. Oh yeah, facts. Facts. And I think that's definitely a big issue, being that Matt Rule seems to be the type of coach that I don't think he knows how to evaluate and build talent. I think it's more so the college mindset of get everybody as much reps and stuff as they can, and not so much have the best out there at the time. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a coaching problem. But I think really for Carolina's offense, got to do better on third downs. Baker Mayfield got to do a little better getting the ball downfield. DJ Moore, feed that man. That man's been getting open. Feed him. And also make the right decisions, especially when you have time. Especially when you have time in the pocket. Because there have been a handful of times so far that Baker Mayfield has had time to throw the ball. Because the best out there are the ones that win, like Steve Smith. Facts. I mean, facts. Definitely got to agree with you there, which is why I expect to see more Laviska Shenault, more Marquand McCall. Frankie Louvu, I think, will emerge as the leader on defense. But I think overall the offense looks pretty similar. We gotta still run the ball. We gotta run the ball, and also we get Hubbard and Foreman some more handoffs. We gotta use those backs, y'all. That's if we don't use those backs, what the heck are they there for? I mean, Christian McCaffrey's doing his thing. He's gonna get us. He's gonna make plays, but he's not the only running back we have. We gotta get Hubbard. We gotta get Foreman more involved. Get those two some more carries. Like, seriously, give them an opportunity to make plays. Let's see. Let's take a look at the defensive side of things. Oh, actually, this will be an interesting comparison. So on defense, total yards allowed per game. Carolina ranked 18th. Arizona ranked 23rd. Rushing yards allowed per game. Carolina ranked 22nd. Arizona is tied for 11th. Passing yards allowed per game. Carolina is ranked 13th. Arizona is ranked 30th. Sacks per game. Carolina's tied for 26. Arizona is tied for 31st. Okay. Third down efficiency on defense. Carolina ranked 18th. Arizona is dead last at 32. Takeaways. Carolina tied for 18th with Arizona. And then points allowed per game, Carolina's tied for 12th. Arizona's ranked 31st. Y'all, this Carolina offense needs to take advantage and destroy this Arizona defense. Arizona defense ranked 30th on passing yards allowed, ranked 32nd on third down efficiency, and on points allowed. We need to be destroying this Arizona defense. Ben McAdoo, you should be able to help destroy this Arizona Cardinals defense with a solid offensive game plan. These guys are ranked 31st in sacks. Can't get no sacks, so offensive line, be on your A game. Points allowed, ranked 31st. Third down efficiency, ranked 32nd. Carolina offense really should have no excuses. B Rider, welcome to the stream. The play calling on offense needs to be better. Running should be the priority like the John Fox days. Oh, run plays and pass plays. Look at this Cardinals deep defensive rankings. 23rd in points allowed, 30th in passing yards allowed, 31st in sacks, 32nd in third down efficiency, 31st in points allowed. Carolina should be destroying this Arizona defense. Honestly, Carolina should be able to put up at least 28 points on this Arizona defense. With them being that bad in the rankings, there really shouldn't be an excuse why Carolina can't put up 28 points against this Arizona defense. And to be honest, if we end up struggling on offense in this game, there's going to be a really, really, really big problem and should be some repercussions. I know that sounds harsh, but looking at these rankings, there is no reason why Carolina shouldn't be able to put up 28 points on this Arizona defense. No reason. No reason. No reason. B. Ryder says, like I said last week, the turnovers we got led to victory, and if this week we land a few, we will win. And, you know, on paper, we got the better defense. Now, we don't want to sleep on Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has been able to break off the long run, and he hasn't really gone deep a lot yet this year. So, a couple of our guys, CJ Henderson, have been burned. But I think we should be fine. In all honesty, this really should be a win. This should be a win for Carolina. In all honesty, y'all. I'm sorry, looking at these rankings, like our Carolina offense, this should be the game y'all turn up. This should be the game the Carolina offense turns up. If this Carolina offense doesn't turn up in this game on Sunday, we got a big, ginormous problem. I'm just saying. This really should be a win. Looking at these rankings, I know Jeff R was saying earlier that it sounds like it's going to be close. Honestly, it really shouldn't be. I think on paper, I mean, we have the better defense. And, that definitely got sparked last week as the defense was able to get 3 takeaways, 2 interceptions and the fumble return for the touchdown. But looking at this Cardinals defensive rankings, like we should be able to capitalize. We really should be able to capitalize. I mean, there's definitely names to look out for on Arizona's offense. Of course, James Conner. Of course, they got AJ Green. Of course, they got Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, definitely names to look out for. Of course, they got Zach Ertz. So they got some offensive weapons for sure. Definitely don't want to just look down on their offensive weapons. On defense, I mean JJ Watt's questionable. Who they got? Isaiah Simmons. Of course, they got Isaiah Simmons. Devin Kennard, of course. And like I said, they've given up a lot of points. A lot of points. The way the Cards came back on the Raiders, I would not sleep on them. I mean, I'm not against the fact that they can't put up points, but when it comes down to their defense, we should be able to mollywop them on offense. We should be able to, like I said, we should be able to put up at least 28 points on their defense, at least. Oh yeah, that's right, Joe Valesco. I forgot. Mr. DeAndre Hopkins is suspended. That's right. Wait, how long is he suspended for? I totally forgot that he was suspended. And also, a lot of folks like to say that Carolina should win because we have, I guess, a slightly better coach than Mr. Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, I don't know how accurate that is, but I would have a hard time believing that. But I don't know. Maybe others feel differently, but I just strongly feel like we should have this game. Like, I definitely don't want to sleep on the idea that Arizona could still put up points, with the weapons they have on offense. Because they do have weapons on offense for sure. But as far as defense, we should be able to mollywop them on defense. In all seriousness, we should be able to mollywop them on defense. I mean, look at the number. Look at how many points they've given up: 20, 29, 44. Like, we should be able to score like crazy on this Arizona defense. So run the ball, open up for the passing game. Let's get Hubbard and Foreman involved as much as we can, as well as McCaffrey. Hopefully, McCaffrey will be all right. And like I said, offensive line, they do their job. Baker Mayfield pushed the ball downfield. DJ Moore getting open way too much, and we're not feeding him the ball. Speaking of which, let me see where DJ Moore is at right now. Let me see where he's at right now. DJ Moore. This man has 7 catches and 88 yards and a touchdown. That is unacceptable. That's unacceptable. 7 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. That's unacceptable. That is so unacceptable. Robbie Anderson, 9 catches, 148 yards, and a touchdown. Unacceptable. Rashard Higgins, active, no season stats for this season. Unacceptable. Terrace Marshall Jr., active. No stats for this season. Shi Smith, 4 catches, 36 yards. Unacceptable. Jeff R. says, we beat the teams we're not supposed to beat, and we lose to the teams that we're supposed to beat. Oh, I hope it doesn't turn out that way this year, my brother. I hope it doesn't turn out that way, but it's very possible. It's very possible. Because realistically, we should have beaten the Giants. And when you think about it, I mean, the Browns, like I said, the Browns, they killed us on the run game. They definitely killed us on the run game. But we had that comeback, and it just wasn't enough. But we should have definitely beat the Giants. We should be at least 2-1. It's already going that way. Well, yeah, I definitely see your point. I mean, a lot of folks. Here's my thing with the Browns. A lot of folks are saying, oh, Jacoby Brissett, but we got to look at Jacoby Brissett. 596 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The dude's been playing great. I mean, realistically, they should be 3-0 right now. I'm just saying. Like, yeah, it's Jacoby Brissett, but Jacoby Brissett been playing well. I'm just saying. So there's a fair argument with the Browns game, but the Giants game, I definitely strongly felt like we should have won. We should have definitely won the Giants game, at least that. So, and with the Saints game, it was only a matter of time before we would get turnover Jameis Winston. It was only a matter of time. So that helped a bunch. But it was a matter of time before we would get turnover Jameis Winston. And even Alvin Kamara contributed to the turnover. So yeah. But some say this Cardinals game could be a trap game, being that we've won the last 6 matchups against them. But I really feel like we should have this game, y'all. I really do. Um, let's see other things can look out for. There have been a lot of good things being said about our O line so far, and as much crap as we given Pat F line, apparently so far Pat F line's only given up three rushes from the D line. So Pat F line apparently has been doing good. Apparently he's been doing good. So I think little by little this O line is starting to gel. I think they're starting to gel. J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn been doing his job. Hadn't been scored on. So if anything, I feel like the main liability in the secondary is C.J. Henderson, which I don't know, y'all. Do y'all think it might be over for C.J. Henderson? Do y'all think he could possibly bounce back? Maybe in this game, or do y'all think it's too little, too late for C.J. Henderson? Because I'm really on the fence. I'm really on the fence about C.J. Henderson. I just don't know if I just really don't know if CJ can really break out this season. I don't know if he can, y'all. I think that door is closing. Little by little, that door is closing on CJ Henderson. Because I mean, he's given up boneheaded plays where all he had to do was turn his head around and look for the ball. He in position, but yet doesn't look for the ball. And they either make the catch or he clotheslines the dude. So I don't know. I'm really starting to think that he might be a liability. Derek Brown. I say again, Derek Brown showed up. And I refuse to accept and believe that he is a bust. I have not given up on that man yet. I'm sorry, when you get a play with a tipped ball and you almost pick it off and then come right back the next play and the same thing happens and you pick it off, shoot. One-handed that? I am not ready to call that man a bust. I'm sorry. I am not ready to call him a bust. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No way. No way, man. No way. I think the main thing for this game that's going to be really important, Carolina offense finishing drives with touchdowns. Now, I have confidence in our defense, being that Arizona struggles on third down efficiency. I mean, they struggle with third down efficiency on offense and defense. I mean, they're ranked 30th on offense, ranked 32nd on defense. So it goes both ways for them. But we should really be able to take advantage of that. So I'm hoping that this is a game where Carolina plays complete football on offense, defense, special teams. I really hope that's how this game goes. This should be the game where Carolina plays a complete football game. And with that being said, I think this is how they come out winners. 28-14. Panthers. And I think they continue the streak over the Cardinals. I really feel like this is the game Carolina blows up. Because I'm sorry, if they end up losing this game, that's going to be a big issue, a big issue. So, I'm not going to sleep on Kyler Murray or the offense because they do have weapons. But looking at that defense, that defensive ranking, we really shouldn't have any problem. If Ben McAdoo, if everybody on offense does their part, executes good play calling, run and the pass, there's no reason why they can't put up 28 points. No reason. No reason. I'm just keeping it real. I just really feel like it's going to get harder. And for Matt Rule, it's in his best interest that he start getting a win streak. Now we beat the Saints in the first match. We gotta get a win streak going. If Matt Rule wants any chance of keeping his job and helping turning things around for this team, we got to get a win streak going. Also, I heard rumors about this. I don't know if it's, if anything's going to happen with this, but I heard a rumor that Derek Carr might be on the market, which, I mean, of course, right now they're struggling with the Raiders. Raiders are 0-3 right now. But as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find it was on Twitter. It was on Twitter. Yeah, apparently there was a post. There's a rumor going around the NFL front offices that the Raiders are open to the possibility of shipping or of shopping Derek Carr. And teams like the Colts and Panthers have shown interest. Honestly, I don't know why he would want to leave, especially if they're trying to get rid of him. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. But like I said, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. So I wouldn't take that one too seriously. I really wouldn't take that one too seriously. But yeah, supposedly that's a rumor. And apparently it seems like I guess there's been some struggles with their connection on offense as far as Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. Yeah, apparently there's been some struggles and hadn't been able to get the ball to him. So that's not good. I mean, it's Devontae Adams. I mean, he's one of the top receivers in the league. So if you can't get the ball to Devontae Adams, you got a real serious problem. I mean, a big old problem. You got a big old problem. So, yeah, that's not good. And then another thing I wanted to throw out there. If Lamar Jackson doesn't re-sign with the Ravens, who we do play this season, we do play the Ravens this season, do y'all think Carolina should throw the bag at him and pursue Lamar Jackson hard in the offseason? What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think just no matter what Baker Mayfield does, if Lamar Jackson is available, do you go for him? Oh, Jeff R says nope. Okay. Personally, I like Lamar Jackson, but I don't think we could afford him. And two, personally, I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. If Baker Mayfield doesn't do well enough to get extended, just draft a quarterback. I mean, if you're not going to settle on Matt Corral, draft a quarterback. I mean, there's just too many try this. Okay, now try that. Now try this. Now try that. Now try this. Now try that. And it's like, we need to consider, if Baker Mayfield doesn't work out and get an extension, we need to really strongly consider looking at drafting a quarterback. And realistically, maybe they need to start doing some scouting now, just in case. Jeff R says, running quarterbacks don't last, and he's too expensive. Amen, Blitz. Yeah, I mean, the last running quarterback we had was Cam Newton, and we all know how that went, as much as I hate to say it. So I just really feel like if Baker Mayfield doesn't work out, let's just draft a quarterback. Draft a quarterback that we can really zone in on and evolve. That is, unless they plan on doing that with Matt Corral. I mean, Matt Corral's kind of suffered a pretty big setback, but I mean, it really might be that time. It really might end up being that time. We drafted Cam Newton. We did what we could with him. He had his years, and he did good for us. Still to this day, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in Panthers franchise history. But if Baker Mayfield can't get it done, which, there's been a lot of talks about Baker Mayfield. Yes. Has he struggled? Yes. Has he been taking better care of the ball? Yes. But he's not living up to a lot of folks' expectations. And I understand that. I totally understand that. And, a couple of things to account for, one, like, are they making, the right kind of play calls for him? Have they really, are they really letting Baker Mayfield loose? Because, like, why aren't we seeing Terrace Marshall Jr. on that field? Why aren't we seeing Rashard Higgins on that field? Especially somebody that he's had years of chemistry with. Like, what's the deal? Like, I don't get what the deal is. Like, is he being partially held back? It can't be all on Baker Mayfield. It can't be. It can't be. And honestly, it's at the point where it's so bad where I'm hearing folks saying right now they would rather have Sam Darnold. Like, what? What? Really? Nah. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Because this will be repeating itself all over again. First it was Teddy Bridgewater. And it was Sam Darnold. Now it's Baker Mayfield. And it just ends up being this repeating cycle. And it's not a good look. Because with Sam Darnold, when we started off 3-0, what did a lot of people say? It was against the Texans, Saints, and Jets. We beat nobodies. But yet, we start 1-2. Baker's trash. And it's like, folks got to make up their mind. Folks got to make up their mind. Like, Teddy Bridgewater may have been better, but we ended up with 5 wins. Sam Darnold, 5 wins. Baker Mayfield remains to be seen, but there's got to be a reason, maybe more deeper than we think, on why, if you ask me, it seems like he's being held back. And like I said, I could be wrong. But I don't know. Sir Hene B, hey, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Welcome to the stream. But I think we, that's something to really think about. Jeff R says, Baker playing bad, but it's mainly chemistry issues. I don't think he doesn't know the offense. And he and the wide receivers don't have good communication. This will fix itself as time goes on. And it's scary too, Jeff R, because you would think with as many times as DJ Moore has been open, he would have hit the man by now. But let me go back to it. Let me go back to it. DJ Moore, 7 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. That's crazy. With 3 games in, that's crazy. I don't know how he hasn't found this man downfield at least 7-8 times. Like it's crazy. Sarahan AB says Baker Mayfield is playing scared. Maybe it's because of the injury. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a combination of the play calling or just him not trusting the offensive line or just panicking too early. I can't put my finger on it because I know there's been a handful of plays where he's had plenty of time. And lately, folks have been praising the Carolina Panthers offensive line. Carolina Panthers offensive line has been doing overall pretty well. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's a combination of things. Jeff R says, yeah, he said himself that he creates his own pressure. Yeah, like, I don't know how you would do that. Why isn't Higgins on the field? That's a good question. And he's listed as active. Why isn't he on the field? Terrace Marshall Jr. listed as active. Why isn't he on the field? Like, a lot of this is boiled down to the main three being Shi Smith, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. And then third game in, we finally see Laviska Shenault. First touch, 67-yard touchdown. So my thing is, when are they going to call the numbers of these other folks? Deontay Foreman barely gets any carries. Chuba Hubbard barely gets any carries. When are we going to start calling these folks' names? Trade Robbie now. We have other needs still. Nah. Maybe before, yeah, but right now, nah. Because Robbie Anderson is showing up. He's at least showing up. And still has proven that he's a deep threat. Terrace Marshall is always on the brink of injury, and Higgins don't show out in practice, so we can't depend on them come game time. I mean, I guess why is he listed active so much though? Like, I get that it seems like he's back and forth on the injury report, but it's like, dang, like something's got to give. And Higgins, well, if he's not showing up in practice, well, perhaps I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of question going around about why aren't certain folks being used. Like Christian McCaffrey on the injury report, thigh injury. But it's like, even in the games where he's played and we've had the other running backs, we barely have been using Hubbard. We've barely been using Deontay Foreman. So it's like, why are they there, you know? Like, Christian McCaffrey doesn't have to be an every down back. Like, I don't know why the organization and the coaching staff haven't realized that yet. He does not have to be an every down back. I don't know. I just have a feeling you can kiss DJ Moore having 1,000 yards receiving this year goodbye. I just have that feeling. And the crazy thing is, it's what a lot of people said happened with Odell Beckham Jr. So, Matt Rule, guys, yeah, you got to get DJ the ball. Facts. Jeff R says, we have a lot of talent. We actually have too much wide receivers. There's only one football, and DJ Moore is taking a loss in stats this year. Yeah, and it's just sad because the dude has been getting wide open consistently. Like it's like the dude is Featherstone from Necessary Roughness. The only difference is he's actually catching the ball. That's what I think of DJ Moore right now. Featherstone from the movie Necessary Roughness with Scott Bakula. and Sinbad and Kathy Ireland. Oh, man. And that's supposed to be our guy, our number one guy. And he only has 7 catches and 88 yards right now and a touchdown. Whew, man. DJ seems like he doesn't ask for the ball, LOL. Either that or he's just not flipping out, which he probably should consider flipping out because there's no reason why he should be getting as open as he is and not being fed. No reason. Like, we should be feeding that man. I know Shi Smith has had some drops. Starting to show up a little bit in the special teams game. Just a little bit. There's potential there. And I expect to see more from Laviska Shenault. That we better start getting him in the rotation. We got to get him in the rotation. But you know what, y'all? I have to say, overall, I've been pretty pleased with the offensive line. I've actually been pretty pleased with the offensive line. What are y'all's thoughts on the O-line so far? What do y'all think of the O-line so far? Sir Hen AB says, exactly. Blitz J.C. Horn is a liability. What? J.C. Horn? No, I think you mean C.J. Henderson. How is J.C. Horn a liability? How is he a liability? J.C. Horn has been playing great. C.J. Henderson, I would say, but not J.C. Horn. How is J.C. Horn a liability? Look at how well he did in the Saints game. No catches allowed, an interception, a forced incompletion, a 0 passer rating. How is he a liability? What? I might have to disagree with you on that. Jeff R says, O-line looks good, improving every year. Yeah, definitely. Jeff R says, J.C. Horn had a near perfect PFF rating last week. Let's see. And apparently he's in the top 4. He's in the top 4 cornerbacks in the league right now. He's in the top 4. Sir AB, he's in the top 4. He's in the top 4. How is he a liability? He's in the top 4. J.C. Horn grabs at the top of the routes. That's for last week. He's not fast. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Why is he in the top 4 though? He's in the top 4. Okay, Blitz watch. All right, I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on that, sir Hen AB. I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on that. Yeah, Jeff R. Facts. See, CJ Henderson definitely is a much bigger liability. A much bigger liability. Um, he's had one or two pass interference calls. Yeah, I think in the was it the Browns game? I think it was. Or no. Yeah. Wait, actually, yeah, I think it was the Browns game, if I remember correctly. And the block pass. Yeah. The stats that he put up in the Saints game. Yeah. Henderson is 2. Yeah, I'm sorry. Having a game like that doesn't make him a liability. Nah, I can't agree with that. Like having a game like that, I don't see how that makes you a liability. I mean, if anything, CJ Henderson needs to be the one to step up. Because there's been 2 key plays where CJ Henderson, all he had to do is turn and look for the ball. Turn and look for the ball, which he did not do. Yeah, Jeff R. Correct. Horn had 0 yards on him last game. That's impressive. Yeah. And we're talking about last game against the Saints with weapons like Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, um, Jarvis Landry, or at least until he got hurt, Traquan Smith, and whoever he went up against, he shut down. Horn iffy on the island. Watch him. I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on that. I'll keep an eye out. I'll take you up on that. Uh, Jeff R says, bro, Ramsey gets burned from time to time. Diggs killed him. Yeah, he's the best cornerback in the NFL, arguably. He's got a point. He's got a point. He's got a point. And let's not forget about the flash that he had last season before he got hurt. Ramsey is not the best. All right, Sir Hen AB, who's your pick for top cornerback in the league? Who's your pick? I mean, it's a fair argument. Jair Alexander. I think I recognize that name. Oh, from Green Bay. Wait, Jair Alexander? That's your pick? I don't know about that. I mean, we're talking about somebody that has 6 interceptions versus somebody that has 16 interceptions. Jahair Alexander, there's definitely a lot of promise there, and he's a young guy. Definitely a lot of promise. But over Jalen Ramsey, that's just not true. That's just not true. Nah, that I'm gonna have to disagree. I mean, I know Jalen Ramsey's been in the league longer, but and he's on a better team. He's on a better team. I will say that he is on a better team. But the dude has 16 interceptions. He has 16 interceptions. 78 passes deflected. But there's definitely a lot of promise behind Jahair Alexander. Definitely a lot of promise there. I think he could definitely be somebody for sure. For sure. I think he can definitely be somebody. Not to mention, Sir NAMB, we're talking about a 5-time Pro Bowler. 5-time Pro Bowler. We're talking about a Super Bowl champion, won it with the Rams recently. A 3-time All Pro for a reason. Like, does he have promise? Absolutely. But better than Jalen Ramsey? I'm going to have to disagree. Jamar Chase exposed him. And Jamar Chase, he's definitely one that's going to grow into an elite wide receiver. For sure. For sure. But compared to Jalen Ramsey, but, both are still young. Of course, Jalen Ramsey has the advantage. He's been in the league longer. But both are young. And Alexander definitely has a lot of potential. I will say that. I will definitely say that. So yeah, I will give you that. I'll definitely give you that. I think there are other DBs better than Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Darius Slay. Darius Slay is a good argument. Darius Slay. I mean, he's older, but Darius Slay, he's great. But yeah, to come up with some off the top of my head, I mean, uh, Tre'Davious White. Oh, that's another. Isn't he injured as well? Didn't he just get injured, or am I thinking of somebody else? I might be thinking of somebody else. Oh, okay, he is injured. Okay, that's right. He's out. He's out for the out for the first 4 games of the season. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. Fair argument there. That is definitely a good one. Yeah, I can level with you on that one. That's definitely a good one. But Sirhan A and B, what are your thoughts on this matchup? What are your thoughts on this matchup? Personally, I really think we should be able to at least put up 28 points against this Cardinals defense. Now, the Cardinals will probably score some points on offense, because they do have weapons. But realistically, we should be able to destroy the Arizona defense. This really should be the game where the offense blows up, explodes on the Arizona defense. Arizona defense, 23rd in total yards per game, 30th in passing yards allowed per game, 31st in sacks, 32nd in third down efficiency, and 31st on points allowed. We should be able to destroy this defense. Ramsey is an All-Pro. Yes, he is. 3-time All-Pro. Yes, he is. But realistically, we should be able to put at least 28 points on this defense. At least. But we have to see if they execute. We got to see if they execute. I think Ben McAdoo needs to let Baker be Baker, play to his strengths. Play to his strengths is going to be very important. Very important. But yeah, 28-14 Panthers. That's my prediction. We should improve to 2-2. We should be able to improve 2-2. Jeff R says, Rule says Baker had a great practice. Hopefully it carries to the game Sunday. Here's hoping. Sir Hene B says, we have the Cardinals number every go round. We must contain Murray. Potentially could be a big game for Baker. CMC will have a day. So we are on a 6-game win streak against the Cardinals. So to review, we're on a 6-game win streak against the Cardinals. We are 14-5 all time against the Cardinals. We are 8-3 at home against the Cardinals. And of course, we mollywopped them last year by a score of 34-10. Kyler Murray, yes, we definitely got to contain him. I do remember he did pull off a scramble and 8 big yards on the run against us. So we definitely got to contain him. And like I said, our offense should be able to eat all game. Defense, all they got to do is get the offense off the field, and then the offense should be able to eat. They should be able to eat and get in the end zone consistently. Now, Christian McCaffrey does have a thigh injury. I hope it's minor, but he is on the injury report. So just to recap, Christian McCaffrey didn't practice dealing with a thigh injury. Xavier Woods, J.C. Horn, Stanley Thomas Oliver III, Laviska Shenault, and Ian Thomas were all limited. They were all limited. So hopefully they'll be good to go by Sunday. And then again, Dante Jackson was questionable going into Sunday's game, and he still played. So yeah, just folks to keep an eye out on. But I do want to see more Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman in the rotation. I don't trust Chuba with the ball catching or running. Catching, I agree. Running, because he has filled in for Christian McCaffrey last season, I think he has potential. He just needs the opportunity. But I do agree with you on the catching. He's got rock hands. But I think running the ball, he's a patient runner, and he has been able to do decently well. And Foreman, I would like to see him more on the goal line as well as in general. Deontay Foreman, who has good catching hands as well. But at the same time, let's keep it real. Some of those balls Baker Mayfield throws are pretty high. I mean, it's not often that you see a ball thrown too high for Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield does tend to throw the ball a little high. I don't know if his height has something to do with it or what. Although he has had the balls batted down quite a lot since he started playing for Carolina. But it's just something to think about. I mean, I don't know if it's a height thing or just I don't know, but hopefully he can do a little bit better job, getting the ball downfield and accuracy. Because hopefully accuracy won't be an excuse. I'm sorry, accuracy shouldn't really be a big excuse, being that was one of Cam Newton's weak points, and yet he won an MVP. So Baker Mayfield better get it together. You better get it together. Because we really should be able to come in here and just run over the Cardinals defense. According to those rankings, we should be able to destroy their defense. So let's get some let's get some feedback from y'all. Keys to the game as well as score predictions. I want to hear from y'all. Keys to the game and score predictions. Why these players aren't playing? It's Matt Rule. Has to be. And I think you're right. I honestly think you're right. I think it could be more so of he wants certain folks to get in and get their fill and not necessarily the best out there, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I would have to agree with you. I would have to definitely agree with you. Also, Phil Snow, Ben McAdoo. Oh, Sir Hen AB, that's actually my prediction as well. 28-14. That's actually my exact prediction as well. 28-14. Also, Brian Burns has been kind of quiet, y'all. Brian Burns has been a little quiet. We got to do something about that. Bro man been a little quiet. He been a little quiet. Dang, Sir Hen AB says I'll trade Burns. You trade him already? Already? Don't give up on him. Don't give up on him. No, he just had a Pro Bowl. Don't give up on him. Nah, I feel you. Some people have gotten to that conclusion as well. But I mean, he has been quiet though. He has been quiet. We had to get off to a good start. Cards have outscored opponents over 30 points in the fourth quarter, 27-20 final. Yeah, which did help lead to their comeback and them defeating the Raiders. So that is something to note. That is something to definitely note. Sir Henabe says, I've seen him miss tackles on big plays too many times, which it is true, especially on opportunities to sack the quarterback. Plus, he's not a run stopper. Nah, he's mainly known, edge rusher, get to the quarterback. Although he has played some coverage, although I definitely didn't agree with the one drive. I think it was the Giants game where he played coverage the entire drive, which was freaking stupid. I don't know what Phil Snow was thinking. Burns over pursuing too much. Um, Here's the thing. Like, I want y'all to think about something. Us trading him now, would that be an overreaction? And the reason why I say that is the dude just got off of a Pro Bowl season last year. So, would it be an overreaction to go ahead and trade him now? And will we be able to really get something great in return for it? Because that's another thing as well. Because right now he only has 2 sacks. Yeah, only 2 sacks so far, which I believe both were in I think both were in the Giants game. Yeah, I think both were in the Giants game. Or maybe it was one in the Browns game. But they ain't trading Burns. They'll trade C-Mac first. They would trade C-Mac first before they trade Burns. Um, I just don't know who would be willing to pay for his contract though. CMC got that big contract, even though it has been restructured. But CMC still got a pretty decent sized contract. So I don't know. Perhaps. I don't know. Um, but Matt Rule versus Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury. Some say potentially an even worse coach than Matt Rule, but I don't know about that. Well, I don't see how many could come to that conclusion, being that, I mean, Cliff Kingsbury is 24 and 26 and 1 in his NFL career. So, yeah. Matt Rule, 11 and 25. I rest my case. Um, Carolina should have given Luvu more money. You think he should have gotten more money, eh? I think definitely Luvu is going to emerge. I mean, I just feel like Shaq has had enough chances. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's had enough chances, and it's going to end up being Frankie Luvu that emerges as the leader on defense. Because you'd have to think, being that Shaq has played around Kuechly and Thomas Davis, has even played in a Super Bowl with them, you would think by now Shaq would have really evolved. You would think he would have evolved by now. Um, Shaq, 28 now. So I mean, he's little by little he's approaching 30. Uh CMC can go to. He overshadows the other skill position players. But is that his fault though? Is that really his fault? Especially when he was put in a situation where he accounted for 90% of the offense. You can't really say that's his fault. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like that's not really CMC's fault. Shaq can go. I mean, if anything, I could see maybe an idea of Shaq possibly being traded. I mean, in his career, 592 tackles, 11 and a half sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, only 3 interceptions. I mean, compared to Thomas Davis, which, Thomas Davis, I think Thomas Davis had more interceptions than Luke Kuechly, if I remember correctly. Because, y'all remember Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly used to compete with each other all the time. All the time. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Thomas Davis had 29 sacks, 18 forced fumbles, 13 interceptions. See, how many did Luke Kuechly have? Luke only had 12 and a half sacks. Wait, Luke had 18 interceptions? Whoa, hold up. Really? Luke Kuechly had 18 interceptions? Holy crap. I didn't think he had that many. Wow. I feel dumbfounded, y'all. I don't remember Luke Kuechly having that many. I thought he had less than Thomas Davis. Wow. I could have sworn he had less intercept. Thomas Davis has 13. Luke has 18? Am I reading that right? Yeah. Wow. Sir Hanabi says, I feel like we need to upgrade the linebackers. Luke snapped. Apparently. I mean, holy crap. Wow, that I actually had no idea. Wow, I feel dumbfounded. Now, of course, Thomas Davis had more tackles than Luke, but wow. Dang, that's a classic battle. And an 8 years age difference between the two. Oh man. Y'all have no idea how I would give to have Luke Kuechly back in the league. Oh my goodness. But he did the right thing. Honestly, he did the right thing. But let's keep it real. Luke don't want to play for Matt Rule. Let's keep it real. He don't want to play for Matt Rule. I know it. You know it. The entire Keep Pounding Nation knows it. Luke don't want to play for Matt Rule. No freaking way. He would sign to go play under Ron Rivera with the Commanders before he would sign to play with Carolina under Matt Rule. Let's keep it real. But to be honest, Luke Kuechly might be the one to emerge as our next best linebacker after Luke Kuechly. Well, no, after Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis, because they were both phenomenal for the Carolina Panthers. I think it's at that point where we can't really single out one over the other. I think the combo of Luke and TD is a combo that I don't know if we'll see a combo like that for a while for the Carolina Panthers. Luke and TD was a deadly combination. A combo I don't think we'll see for a while. So Luvu might be the one that emerges as the next best linebacker for Carolina. We'll see. But I'm really looking for Sirhan AB. If Lamar Jackson became available, like say next season, regardless of how good or bad Baker Mayfield does and doesn't get re-signed, would you throw the bag at Lamar Jackson? I feel like I got to ask you this. That is if you're still there. But would you throw the bag to get Lamar Jackson? Personally, I say if Baker Mayfield doesn't do well enough to be worthy of a re-signing, just draft a quarterback. Just draft a quarterback. Might end up what we may have to do, but Zach Wilson's cleared to play. Oh, will you look at that? So, we got 2 teams left in the league that are 3-0. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. One NFC team and one AFC team. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Eagles look tough. Eagles might end up emerging as a Super Bowl contender. I can't even kid about that. They could emerge as a Super Bowl contender. Joe Valesco says, why would you draft a quarterback? Well, one, because potentially depending on how badly we do, Matt Rule will be fired, so he's going to want a new quarterback. And secondly, and Sirhan AB made a good point, Baker's not long-term, especially if he doesn't do well enough to get an extension, then we're going to have to draft a quarterback. And then 3, like, you have to also evaluate Matt Corral. I mean, Matt Corral, although we did draft him, we drafted him in the 3rd round. And he'll be coming off a Liz Frank injury. Those are not easy to come back from. It's not impossible to come back from, but they're not easy to come back from. So with the idea behind starting over, new coach, draft your quarterback, and you start building and evolving him. And the last quarterback that we've done that with was Cam Newton. So when you really think about it, it might be, depending on this season, it might be that time for Carolina to do so. It might be time to do so. Vietnam, welcome to the stream. What's up, Panther Nation? How you feel about the Cards? Honestly, brother, Looking at the rankings, we should be able to destroy them. Let me catch you up, Vietnam. Take a gander at these rankings, Vietnam. So Arizona's defensive rankings. Check this out. Total yards allowed per game, they're ranked 23rd. Rushing yards allowed per game, they're tied for 11th. Passing yards allowed per game, they're ranked 30th. Sacks, ranked 31st. Third down efficiency on defense, ranked 32nd, dead last. Takeaways, they're ranked 18th. And points allowed per game, they're ranked 31st. Our Carolina Panthers offense should be able to trounce and put up at least 28 points against that Arizona defense. In all honesty. Because realistically, all they have to do is contain Kyler Murray and, stop the run. I mean, who they have? James Conner? They got James Conner. They still got a couple of weapons on offense. Zach Ertz, AJ Green. DeAndre Hopkins is suspended. And then, on offense, Arizona's offense, they're 30th on third down efficiency. They still do pretty well in total yards. They're ranked 15th. So Arizona, I could see still putting up, at least 2 touchdowns. But honestly, there's no reason why Carolina can't put up 28 points or more on Arizona. Vietnam says, God, I hope so. 45-13. This could be Baker's coming out party. That's what I'm saying. This really should be the game where the offense of the Panthers blow up, explode on the Arizona defense. This should be the game. Statistically and ranking-wise, this should be the game. Sarah Hen AB says, no threats. Yeah. This really should be the game where the Carolina Panthers offense trounces the Arizona defense. I mean, come on. Ranked 30th on passing defense? Baker Mayfield, you better be airing the crap out of that ball. Dead last on defense for third down efficiency. Baker Mayfield, you better be converting the mess out of third downs. Ranked 31st on points allowed on defense. We better put up at least 28. I'm not even playing around now. We need to be exposing the mess out of that Arizona defense. We need to expose the mess out of them. I reiterate, points they've given up so far. Against the Chiefs, 44. Against the Raiders, 23. Against the Rams, 20. We should be able to put up massive points on Arizona. And as far as the Panthers defense, all the Panthers defense have to do is get off the field. All they got to do is get them off the field. Arizona's offense, their third down efficiency on offense is ranked 30th. All the Panthers defense has to do is get the stops and get off the field. Carolina's offense, passing yards per game, is ranked 31st as of now. That better change drastically this Sunday. I'm not even playing around. That better change drastically. Baker Mayfield should be able to do enough for that passing yard rank to go from 31st to at least 26 or 25. It should make that big of a jump. We're ranked 31st on third down efficiency on offense. That better change going up against a defense that's ranked dead last. We better be converting those third downs. We better be converting those third downs. And we better be getting touchdowns and not just field goals. So we got to finish drives and get in the end zone. If the offense can't put points on the board in this game, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. If the offense can't put up points in this game, we are in serious trouble. Honestly, I'll keep it real with y'all. I'm almost inclined to consider firing Ben McAdoo if the offense can't put up any points in this game against Arizona. I'm not even playing. Got DJ Moore that's been getting wide open consistently. Baker Mayfield, you better feed that man. Laviska Shenault comes in first play, a 67-yard touchdown. Y'all better get right on offense. Y'all better get right. I better not see a whole bunch of overthrowing targets. Shoot. If we end up settling for a whole bunch of field goals in this game, we're in trouble. Phanom said it best. Big trouble. $28 points at least. How many is that, y'all? At least 4 touchdowns. At least 4 touchdowns. Yeah, I said it. At least 4 touchdowns. This better be the game that our offense blows up. Now, I'm all for our defense, doing what they got to do, get takeaways. Sure, get the ball in the hands of the offense. Which is great. Very, very well needed. We still got to play a very complete ball game. But the offense, this should be the game where the offense shines brightly. As bright as the sun. As bright as the sun to the point where we should be feeling sunburn instantly. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but looking at those rankings, no excuses. No excuses. We're not getting touchdowns in this game. Ben McAdoo, you might have to go. Baker Mayfield, you definitely might have exposed yourself. And realistically, this should be potentially a game where Baker Mayfield gets 3 out of those 4 touchdowns. I mean, I'd settle for 2 for 2, sure. But he should be able to put up 3. Better get your head in the game. Better execute. This offense better execute. Not even playing around. No reason. No reason. Especially in the passing game where Laviska Shenault just emerged as a target. Anyways, that's pretty much all I want to emphasize. But 28-14, that's my score prediction. I know Jeff R said 27-20. Sirhan AB said 28-14. Vietnam said 45-13. Yeah, in all honesty, this really should be the game that Baker Mayfield breaks out. And if he doesn't, this could be a downfall of things to come. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on the matchup. Let me know what y'all's score predictions are, those that are going to be joining in later. But there's just really a couple of things to just really keep an eye out. And then with the schedule, Cardinals this Sunday, then the Niners, and then the Rams. So we're going to be playing at home for a while. So Cardinals, and we just finished playing the Saints at home. That was a win. And then we got Cardinals and Niners. Those are both home games. And then we go on the road against the Rams. And that's when things are going to really get interesting. So, keep pounding. We broke the streak, but at the same time, that's in the past. We've enjoyed the win over the Saints. We're 1-0 in the NFC South. We got to start building a win streak. Matt Rule, yes, got to win, but it's time to build a win streak. If Ron Rivera can do it, you better get to it. Ron Rivera, when he started 0-2, ended up making the playoffs at 12-4. If he can do it, Matt Rule, you better get to work. You better build on this. David Tepper, it's time to leave all the buddy crap in the closet. And it's time to really start considering rearranging your priorities. What do you really care the most about? Do you care about this? Or do you care about this and actually winning? Make a choice. As the late Tiny Lister would say as Debo, make a choice. Ben McAdoo, are you going to let Baker Mayfield loose? You're going to set up the elite type of game plan where everybody on that offense can capitalize? You better get to it. Phil Snow, got to get more pressure at the line. Brian Burns has been kind of quiet. Need to keep dialing up that pressure. And also contain Kyler Murray. Definitely got to contain. CJ Henderson. When are you going to wake up? Your time's running out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank y'all so much for coming out, for chatting it up with me. Lord willing, we should be able to walk out Sunday 2-2. Carolina, y'all better show up. Especially that offense. Y'all better show up this game. I'm not even playing around. Anyway, for this episode of Carolina Panthers Talk, I'm Blitzball champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all very soon. Or wait, it's Wednesday. What am I talking about? Hope y'all have a blessed day and hopefully rest of the week. But I will see y'all soon. Keep pounding. Love y'all. Peace.